That was once upon a forgotten time when traveling by road was such a nightmare, with passengers having to brace themselves up for unexpected intra-union rivalry resulting into violence at motor parks. Today, not only is there sanity and order in our various motor parks, there is even a semblance of modernity. Passenger manifests are prepared complete with details of next of kin to be contacted in the unlikely event anything goes wrong. Indeed, road transportation is playing a huge part in the economic development of the nation.
The contribution of the union in terms of the national developments are enormous because, number one, the tickets that link us together since the inception of this union over 40 years is being printed by the Nigerian Security and Minting Company of the Federation. Since the inception of this union, we have been printing our national ticket at the National Security Printing up to this moment I'm talking to you. And then each parks, our members contributed to the local governments, to the states, and if there is any issue or any policies across the nation, we give our backing for the growth and development of this country.
We were the one running BRT in Lagos. A whole BRT was managed by the National Union of Road Transport Workers. But we intend, if possible, if the government can equip us, places like Abuja, Kano, Kaduna, and so on and so forth, if we are given the opportunity, the BRT can be managed because we have experts in running those places.
The face and focus of the National Union of Road Transport Workers has changed dramatically and substantially from merely carrying passengers and goods from one town or city to another. National Union of Road Transport Workers has evolved as a powerful trade union with chapters all over the country. From Maiduguri to Kano, Kano to Katsina, Katsina to Gusau, Kaduna to Lagos to Yola, Ibadan, Makurdi. Crisscrossing the west space called Nigeria is a huge challenge. How did the leaders of the union weave the different unions together under the same umbrella to form a federation of National Union of Road Transport Workers Union?
When government restructured the union in 1976, in 1977, as I said earlier, Jackie was appointed as RT National Secretary, National Union of Road Transport Workers, while I was appointed Deputy National Secretary of Road Transport Workers. Then the government drafted condition of service and constitution of the union. They give it to us, all the 42 industrial unions, that we should go and develop them in our first conference. Then our own union, the government named the transport union that's supposed to be the member of the union. First in the list was Lagos State Transport Corporation. Then I came from Ibadan. I had 2 transport union in Ibadan, Transnap Transport Workers Union, Cooperative Transport Workers Union of Western Nigeria, then A Savadrin Transport Union. The 3 of them, I was the House Union Secretary. They also listed Bende Transport Service in Bende as one of the transport union that must be member of the transport union. They listed River State Transport Corporation. Then there's another transport company in Uyo. Now by that time they are Cross River. The state had not been created, but Uyo, that Iyangete transport company, they call that company transport company. Government listed it as one of a member of the union, that we should call all of them to form the union at a conference. And the government said in the letter they wrote to us that each of these transport companies, they should be represented by 5 delegates. So that is how we started road transport workers in 1977. In November 1977, the government asked us to go to our union, National Union of Road Transport Workers, to go to Ibadan, British Council, to hold our first delegate conference, which we had. At that delegate conference, M.A. Bakari was elected as the president of the union. When we held conference, the conference confirmed the appointment of Premier Jack and confirmed appointment of me. It was in 1978 that the government, federal government, headed by Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, published Decree 2122 that gave legal backing to the establishment of industrial union on trade basis.
In the past 40 years, national presidents have run affairs of the National Union of Road Transport Workers. They include Alhaji M.M. Bakari from Ogun State, 1978 through to 1981. Chief Eyo Nsa Honesty from Cross River State, 1981 through to 1987. Alhaji Oseni Ladipo from Oyo State, 1987 through to 1988. Brother Edgar Loshaga from Benue State, 1988 through to 1999. Chief Joseph Aluaya from Enugu State, 1999 to year 2000. Alhaji Gidado Haman from Adamawa State, from the year 2000 through to year 2010. Alhaji Najim Usman Yasin took over till date. There is no doubt that the union has enjoyed greater visibility under the present leadership of Alhaji Najim Usman Yasin.
We achieved a lot since when I came on board, because as I'm talking to you, our branches before I came on board, some state councils even doesn't have their own permanent building where they stay. But I can tell you, since I came on board, almost all our states are having their own permanent structure, permanent building in their various state councils. And today, I can tell you, we have gone into the tourism. We have an hotel. We have an hotel in Kaduna, and we have a hotel in Ilorin, and all these things. And we have the zonal offices, which was built under my leadership, where we have 6 geopolitical zones. As I'm talking to you, we're about to commission the 4th one. And before we disengage from this administration, we are planning to construct the remaining 2 zonal offices.
His humility, commitment, and drive has ensured that a positive image continues to evolve for the union. A dynamic influencer unionist, Alhaji Najim Usman Yassin is Deputy President of Nigerian Labour Congress NLC, African Chair of the International Transport Federation, and Vice President of International Transport Federation Worldwide. The National Union of Road Transport Workers has a secretariat in each state of the Federation, including Abuja, and has presence in all 774 local governments in the country. Under the presidency of Alhaji Najim Usman Yassin, 4 zonal offices have been constructed in Oshogbo, Ilorin, Gusau, and Gombe. As part of his effort to be financially self-sustaining through revenue generation initiative, the unions operate 2 hotels, 1 in Kaduna and 25 rooms facility in Ilorin. It also has acquired land in Abuja for Nigerian Union of Road Transport Workers estates.
To the glory of God and the good service to humanity that I commission this edifice, the NURTW house and all, to the glory of God and to the use of mankind, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
History was made on the 17th of July 2018 with the commissioning of an ultra-modern event center owned by the Ogun State chapter of the Union.
We thank the Almighty Allah that make it possible for us to be here today to witness the commissioning of this edifice. And have to use this opportunity first and foremost to thank His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ogun State. I could remember in the last 7 years, the SSD here can bear me witness when we are trying to put this leadership in place. His Excellency said, Mr. President, I want peace in my state. And this is the president I feel it will bring in the peace. He wants us to go and make sure that Jango becomes the state chairman. And I told His Excellency that Your Excellency is forward, and I showed you we are going to sworn in Jango as the chairman, and by the special grace of God, in the National Non-Road Transport Workers, you are going to enjoy the relation peace from this union. And today we thank God the relative peace we are enjoying in the union today. Everybody can see it, and that is why we are here today to commission this edifice.
40 years of existence is bound to throw up different challenges for a union comprising members from different socio-cultural backgrounds. Conflict, misunderstanding, outright revolt are some of the challenges that leadership of such a union will have to contend with.
During that period of crisis, we were making things, trying to make sure there's peace between various segments of the union. We know we have people from different ethnic groups, but we managed to bring all of us together.
In the 774 local governments where we operate, we have parks there, where we have the leadership at the branches level. That is at the local government level. And then we have the state chairmen at the state levels. And we have the zonal leadership at the zonal level. And we have the national secretariat, which is the headquarters, where we coordinate the affairs of the whole, the 36 states, including Abuja. If there is any issue or any directive or any information, we summon all the state councils, the 36 state council chairmen, including Abuja, for a meeting, and then from there, they would now go back to the various state councils and summon the local branches under their state council and the various states in the federation, and then pass any directive from the national secretariat or any policies that want to be implemented from the national headquarters to them, and they will now go back to the various local branches and send the message down to the members at the grassroots.
There have been concerns by passengers on the state of vehicles plying our highways, ranging from poor maintenance of vehicles through unfriendly attitudes and lack of adequate knowledge of road signs of some of the union drivers, leading to accidents in some cases. In addition, the union also had a negative image in respect of pervasive violence amongst union members and their leaders. These have changed dramatically for the better.
When Najimu started his administration, he emulated criminal activities in the motor park throughout the country. In Ibadan here, I'm a son of soil in Ibadan here. I'm a thief. I'm Magaji of Ibogunbe. It's taught by Olubadan of Ibadan. I didn't go to motor park. I can't go to motor park because they kill people every day there. I don't want people to kill me. But when Najimu took over the administration of the union, leadership of the union, he eliminated criminal activities in the motor park. He eliminated criminal activities.
In those days, people, we were running to say, if you are a member of National Union of Road Transport Workers, they will just not recognize you as a human being. You understand? But now, the union has been transformed. That's why we have a lot of graduates coming in seeking for work, and then as well as our children's. Some of them are joining the National Union of Road Transport Workers because during this alleged regime, let me tell you, sincerely speaking, everything changed.
Since the inception of Alhaji Najim Usman Yasin, who's now on seat now, everything changed, difference to the past. What is the change there? The way we are taking, overthrowing ourselves or take over the park from ourselves has been gone past. Because the dark days is very terrible.
The way people look at the union before, it's based on the behaviors of some of our members in the parks across the country that make people to look at us. Before, you had when politicians are looking for toggeries, they will not say go to the motor park, and which is not supposed to be so, because driving is a profession like any other profession, as I said. And then it is where, if you go to the motor parks, you go and quantify the assets in those parks, the cost of the vehicles that are in various motor parks. It runs to the billions of naira, millions of naira. And those people controlling such an investment shouldn't be called as thugs or tout. So we feel we should make sure that we put things right. And as I've said, we have gone even into different areas of having a study center of the Open University. We have more than 9,000 both members and individuals across the nation that registered at the center so that to show the public.
I think things have changed over the years. In the past, going to the park or the garage used to give me a lot of fear because I used to think that's where all the scary people are found. But at least now things are better, they are more organized. So I think the union has come a long way and a lot of changes have been effected.
All roads lead to Lagos, whether from Kano, Lokoja, Yola, Maiduguri, Enugu, Oshogbo, Jos, Makurdi, Ilorin, or whatever the point of departure in Nigeria, many end up in Lagos. Little wonder the union's Lagos State Headquarters is the biggest in the country and controls the various motor parks in the state. Over the years, a lot has been done not only to improve the image of the union, but also the welfare of its members.
You see, we have retirees, those who retire from the service of the union. In those days, if you are retired, they will just give you union receipt to go and sell and then get your money. And then in the process of selling them, you may not get back your money. But under the leadership of Alhaji Najim Usman Yassin, in fact, we have some retirees, only very few of them that were retired recently are not paid. If not, their gratuity is always paid in cash.
The union has links with the National Open University for members who so desire to improve their educational standard at the university's study center. The center is located at the union's national headquarters in Abuja and was inaugurated on the 28th of November 2013.
If you go up here, we see an National Open University. We brought them here. We gave them the office free of charge. We gave them everything. In fact, even the computers in their lab, something, and the chairs and everything, we provided it. And then to the staff of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, whether you are at the national headquarters or somewhere else, if you are studying under National Open University, we always paid a tuition fee, which is an encouragement and it's always encouraging. In fact, some of the staff came this morning to tell me that, Daddy, I've completed my course.
An emergency transport scheme has been set up for stricken pregnant women to be taken to hospitals or health facilities free of charge. The scheme is being run with volunteer drivers in Adamawa, Gombe, Yola, Jigawa, Kano, and Zamfara states, while plans are afoot to extend the scheme to Sokoto, Bauchi, and Kebbi states. The past had its challenges. The present has been remarkable. The future will throw up its own challenges. As the National Union of Road Transport Workers celebrates its 40 years anniversary, it is ready to face challenges of the future.
This is a union made up of commercial vehicle drivers. And when a driver is driving on the highway where the road is not properly maintained or expanded, there will be a lot of series of accidents on the various highways. So the government has been trying in no small way to make sure that all the roads in the country are properly maintained. But as be as it may, the contractors handling the roads, I feel they are disappointing the government. So we are still appealing to the government to make sure that all the roads in the country are motorable.
There are roads that need urgent attention. Though the present administration is trying its best, they have just flagged off a new expressway from Kano to Abuja, which was flagged off by the Minister of Works and Works. And like the Lagos-Ibadan expressway they are doing, the present administration is trying its best to make sure, but we still call on them. There are roads that are still need federal government attention. In this sector, the government have to come in assisting the road transport workers. Number one, if you look at the present economic situation of this country, no any members can avoid to have a vehicle, new vehicle of his own. Before, in 80s, 70s, we bought new cars for commercial purposes. But nowadays, we couldn't be able, because of the present situation of the country, we couldn't be able to purchase these new vehicles. These Tokumbo vehicles they are bringing out from the European countries to us, if you look at the lifespan of those vehicles, is somehow even over 15-20 years that they have been using in Europe. It is the one that we Nigerians now we are saying we are buying a new vehicle, Tokumbo and all these things. The government must come to the aid of the transporters in this area.
While government is working on improving the state of our roads, more vibrant transport policy will go a long way to reduce the carnage on our roads.